Well, hello, Q&A number 93. I think we're getting up there. I think that's what it is. Okay, let's go ahead and start with Bonnie Barbour. And she goes, in one of my videos I mentioned about the literal gathering of Israel. And she wanted to know if, she says, what do you mean by the literal gathering of Israel and the restoration of the 10 tribes?
Okay, I'll explain that. Okay, in the Old Testament we have father, the son, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons, and they became the 12 tribes.
12 tribes of Israel.
And it's the 10 tribes that got separated when they were carried away captive to Babylonia and killed, and the temple was destroyed. They essentially tried to escape from other countries, and they moved all over the world. And in the prophecies and in the Bible, it speaks about the 10 tribes of Israel coming back. The 2 tribes, Joseph and Manasseh, those we believe we are descendants from Joseph through Ephraim, and Manasseh, the people or the Indians or the Native Americans are through one of the second tribe of the 12 tribes. So, but all through the scriptures, if you do look it up, read about it, you'll hear about them coming back to
Talks a lot about them.
Coming back to the Palestine area, and that is where the land belonged to them, and it was promised to through Abraham that they would possess, that would be their homeland forever, and now they're coming back to it.
Yeah, so it's just it's kind of a lot to know about the literal gathering of Israel and the restoration of the 10 tribes, and that will happen, and you kind of start to see it happening now, where they're just starting to gather. We're actually in the midst of it right now, so it's kind of exciting.
In the what?
Midst of it right now.
What does that mean, in the midst?
Midst.
We're amongst.
Oh,
D-S-T, okay.
Yeah, a midst.
I thought you meant a mist, like it's kind of a mist out here.
Kind of a mystic. And she also wants to know if we believe there will be an Antichrist. Not just one, lots of them are going to come claim that they're Jesus. But we will know the real Jesus when he gets here. There's not even going to be a question about it, but there will. Well, Antichrist is against, and you see that happening all over.
Antichrist, most people look on it as some very evil person or group of people that are fighting against Christianity and against Christ. And
we're seeing that. We're in the midst of it now too. Yeah, lots of them. So it's getting close to Jesus coming back, and we talked about that a little bit in our last video of getting prepared. So that was a good question. Okay, we'll go ahead with Peacham's. Cameron said we should get a big whiteboard. He saw that in one of my videos. That's her son, and
for what?
Just to draw on. Her son wants one to draw on, like our grandkids are doing. And then,
actually, any office supply store will carry whiteboards.
Yeah, they're pretty fun to have around. And my brother, he actually painted a whole wall with it's black chalk paint, and just paint the whole wall, and then your kids can color on it with chalk. And then you don't have to worry about it. But we had done I showed in one of my videos about how if an egg floats, it's rotten. And I had just gone out and gathered some eggs and brought them in, and showed on the video one of the eggs floating. And that shows it's rotten. And then Peacham wants to know if she should do that with store-bought eggs. And I don't think so, because they go through them really fast. If you think if the eggs are more than 90 days old, that's 3 months, then you could worry. But they go through them pretty fast. And I do them with my chickens because they hide them. They don't like me finding their eggs and taking them, so they hide them.
It's like their children.
I know, it's like their kids. And so when I do find them, I have no idea how old they are. They're good for 90 days. And
just put them in the water to test them.
Yeah, so I test them with the water first because I have no idea how old they are, how long they've been hiding those eggs. In the summer, I gather every day.
But then, when I was on a mission for the LDS Church in Switzerland, the landlady made us breakfast, and it was an egg farm. But I still remember her breaking open an egg yolk, and there was a full-size chicken inside of it that was not alive. But we went, ooh.
So it was a fertilized egg that was pretty old, and there's a dead baby chick in it.
It wasn't rotting or anything, but it was just scary.
I don't have a rooster in my pen, so they're not fertilized. So I don't know how you can tell if it's if there's a dead baby chick in your fertilized egg. And when I was younger, when we lived on the farm, we did what we called candle the eggs. It's a box with a light in it, and there's a little hole, and you put the egg in there, and the light shines through it, and you can see if the eggs are bloody.
There'll be a dark
spot would probably show it. But my son went on a LDS mission to Cambodia, and he said they eat. That's a delicacy. They get the eggs fertilized, and before the chick hatches, they crack it open, fry it, and eat it. Okay, let's get off that subject. But they actually like it that way. So, but that's a good question, and I'll post the video of how to tell if an egg is good or not. Okay, Sherry Baby wants to know does Papa O ever get goofy and joke around? Love his new haircut and color.
Sherry, thank you very much, okay?
And he does get silly.
By the way, if the Marvel characters like Spider-Man, the Hulk, Incredible Hulk, the inventor of all of those Marvel characters is called
Stan Lee?
Stan Lee. And when I substitute teach, he has a white beard like mine, and he's kind of old like I am, maybe 10 years older, and in his 90s.
And anyway, you're not.
Okay, how'd we get on that?
She wants your haircut and color. I don't know, you got talking about...
Do I ever get goofy and
you
joke
start
around?
Talking about yourself and got so distracted.
Okay, do I ever get
goofy and joke around? Yeah, he gets kind of silly, and I have to kind of snap him out of it, you know. He gets... he likes getting silly around the grandkids. He kind of gets in a teasing mode, and he'll get them laughing or giggling or running around. Then he'll say, okay, you guys settle down. I say, well, you got it started. You started it. And he goes, I know, I was just having fun, and now they're just way out of control. Then he has to get serious again and settle them down, and right?
But my personality, you're right, is not goofy or joke around.
Can you imagine?
But I do like to have fun.
Yeah, and you can't have two goofy people being married. That you drive each other crazy. You'd be in a contest constantly, see who can be the funniest. You know, like my sister Judy, she's funny, and her husband's real serious, and you just can't have two goofies. Do you know anybody that's got married to two goofy people?
Somebody was telling me, said they wanted to tell me a joke just about 2 days ago. And I said, I only have one request. Tell me when the joke is over so I know when to laugh.
Oh, when to laugh.
No, but
and he thinks that's
Have they ever told you a joke and the joke's over and you're still looking at him like, okay, go on.
Yeah, if you have to explain the joke, it's not funny. Okay, Humbird Mom. Mama and Papa, where do you get all your quotes from? I don't know if you've answered this before. Even if we have answered it before, we'll answer it again because not everybody hears the questions. But I used to have a quote wall when we first started doing our quotes. I'd get them off my quote wall. As our kids were growing up. And I would refer to my quote wall a lot. And then after we ran out of those, I started getting them off the internet. I just type in quotes from service quotes or quotes about inspirational love, quotes on service quotes.
And then we start doing noticing who the quotes are from, and we noticed there's a lot of famous people like Mark Twain. He
Yeah.
has lots of quotes. Even religious leaders.
So it's
Buddha,
fun.
I don't know.
Buddha. There's so many wonderful quotes out there. But if we just type in like I want quotes about service or inspiration, there's a lot on inspiration quotes. But that's a really good question. Okay, Lisa Vincent, do your children raise their children the way you all did?
No, not you all. Way y'all.
Oh, y'all.
She might Vincent.
Linton.
Lisa Vincent, are you from the South where they literally say y'all? Because Roseanne said,
I always say you all.
She read yours, you all.
You all. Yeah,
Y'all.
so you'll have to let us know, Lisa, on that one.
Because we would say in Utah, if you said y'all, somebody talking, they'd say, what state are you from?
Y'all. Yeah, and that's a good question because I've noticed the kids don't do exactly as we did raising them, but they do take some of them, like some of them will do part of it, but you have to get the other spouse to agree to it. They kind of have to agree to it, but I've noticed they use some of them.
They all have the same religious background.
Yeah.
So all of our children and their spouses agree on the general way.
Yeah.
General way to agree on raising children.
Well, like we had our kids financially on their own at age 8. I don't know if any of the kids have followed that well.
I would say on their own, that sounds like they're out there begging for food.
Well,
I would say they earn their own spending money.
Yeah, they earn their own spending money. Yeah, well, they have to buy their own clothes and pay for their own sports things.
We have a thrift center here called DI, Deseret Industries. It's a thrift store. And that was always a very big crisis in the kids when they realized their new clothes were coming from a thrift store. And Mom.
Yeah, but I know, and then they do have the kids do chores. We had a chore chart, and the kids, they kind of have their own chore chart. So they do have the kids do chores. They have them earn their own money. Seems like all of them have done that, haven't they?
Yeah.
And I don't know if all of them have them pay for their own sports, like dance and piano, and but
we bought the leather jackets for the boys.
Yeah, we bought the leather jackets for them. We did do that, yeah, because I figured they had earned it by playing the sports and doing their own thing. So that's a good question, but they take some of them, some of the ways, and so that's a real good question, and they do have them earn their own money. Just various chores.
It all started out with, there was a paper route where there's advertisements and they go to every single house, and we delivered those
once a week.
Is it once a week? Mm-hmm. But about 10 or 15 years.
It started out twice a week. We did them 18 years.
18 years.
It was twice a week, and then the last 4 or 5 years we did it. It was only once a week that the paper would
and
deliver.
The older kids would pay the younger kids like 10 cents to help them. And right to this day, they make fun of each other. Say, why did I work for you? You were only giving me
$1 or
well,
they would get whatever they paid them. Yeah,
it wasn't very much.
Wasn't very much, and they kind of still ask me. They go, "Oh, Mom, well, how come you had to take money out for gas?" I said, "Well, because that's how the real world is. I was training you for the real world, and so that was a good question." All right, we do a couple more here. Big hair lady. So true, so fun.
Big hair lady, does that mean you have big hair?
Or you like big hair? No.
Yeah.
She might be from my era where big hair was real popular. Remember Farrah Fawcett? She had the big, fluffy, curly hair, and we'd rat our hair as high as we could get it and spray it.
That's probably, yeah.
And spray it and try and get it to stay up high. So... Okay, so true, so fun watching old videos. Where do you have your photo blankets made? And I get those on Walmart. Get those done at Walmart.
We used to put them on certain kinds of cloth and iron them on there, but that took a long time to
Yeah,
do
it used to be iron-ons. Okay, I was kind of coughing, so I went and got some water. Okay, so Where do you get your photo blankets made from? So just Walmart.com, and they send them to you. So it works out really good.
Isn't it just part of that little machine that you choose an option, blanket, and then you...
Yeah, you have to load the photos in, and
she brought that back from visiting our son in Oregon.
What, the cough? Yeah, I still got a little bit of a cough left here. Okay, we'll go ahead and get a scripture from Light the World, day number 13 we're on.
Okay, this is Matthew 7:12. This is the so-called Golden Rule. The whole Christian world refers to it as the Golden Rule.
The Golden Rule, okay.
All things whatsoever ye would do that men should do to you, do ye even so to them.
This is a good rule. You know, you think, well, he deserves it. Say, well, would you like somebody doing that to you? Or even back to the forgiveness one. You think, well, I'll never forgive them. Say, well, then you get the same thing back to you. You will not be forgiven. You won't want that, will you?
Don't you say this sometimes? I'll forgive him, but I won't
never forget it. No, how would you like to be treated that way?
No, but we believe that you don't forget those things, because Father in heaven wants
the ones that you do.
The ones that you do.
Yeah.
He wants to be a little piece of it in your mind to remind you not to do it again.
Yeah, like when you want to repent with God, you know, and you say, I'll never do it again, I promise, you know. And then he helps you remember it so that you don't keep doing it. You think, I've never done that before.
Just when you think, I don't remember. I think I don't know. I'm going to do this. Then you think, I had really a bad feeling after that.
So just remember, you know, do unto others as you'd like it done unto you, and that will give you more compassion, more understanding of what it's like, because it'll come right back. It's kind of like a karma thing.
I looked that up because
Karma?
That word's getting very popular again, and it's part of the Hindu religion, and it has to do with more than one life that you're born into, and you carry over bad things that you've done will come back to you either in this world or in another life. But with us, we're using it to mean what goes around comes around. Or you made your bed, now sleep in it.
So make your bed nice. No, but that's a real good scripture, and think about that today, and remember to go out and light the world. It is better to light one candle than to curse the darkness. And
I love that. Where'd you get that?
I don't know, on the radio. I liked it too. All right, thank you and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And that was really fun. And keep the questions coming. Thank you,
and I do appreciate occasionally mentioning my name.
Oh, they love that. He loves that.
Because at first I didn't want to do it, and our son Davey, you know, like Davey and April, he said...
You didn't want to do what? Oh, be in my videos?
He said, people like to see couples that are getting along and their marriage is working out. They like to see that.
Is our marriage working out?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Okay. Sure, there's bumps in the road.
No, that's your famous answer.
Bumps in the road make it funner.
So good.
All right. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And good night, everybody.
Oh.
Kiss.
Good night.
He won't kiss because I have a cold. Okay.